and I messed up so bad. I was actually one of the few people that started making masks on Etsy. On a different note, I received 2 of these in the mail today. Hi everyone, welcome to my very first vlog as a maker. I actually have another YouTube channel that I did a lot of Rover videos on and did a couple of travel videos, but I thought it'd be best if I just created a whole new channel just for sewing. I want you to come along this journey with me as I try to make this hobby from sewing into an entrepreneurship. And I've always wanted to do a market fair. My husband, he's like, you know what, you should do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue making what I make, which are pouches and makeup bags. I really wanna get into the Kindle arc. I'm gonna make some products for my best friends and see what they think of them. They are all really avid readers. I'm trying to read more on my phone, but they are like Kindle readers. So I'm gonna have them just try out my products. I told them they can just pass it along if they don't like it, or they can give it back to me, or they can keep it but don't use it. I'm not gonna be offended. I just want them to try the product and give me feedback on what they liked or didn't like about what I made. That is the goal. I sent them a couple of prints, okay, maybe like 10 prints for them to choose from to see what they liked, and hopefully I can make something that they will actually use. If they don't use it, that's okay. I'm just here to collect data to see what I can improve for my next sew. This is pretty much a stack I told them to choose from. You might find these familiar if you are a sewer yourself. This is a mix of Hobby Lobby fabrics because we all know Joanne has left us, sadly. And some of them are actually from Japan. I handpicked some of these from Japan and flown them here myself. I didn't just pick them online. I actually felt them. I went to Japan and got them. Here we go. I mean, I was surprised by their choices, honestly. I thought they're gonna choose this one or the one with neutral colors, like this beehive looking one. I'm waiting for my third friend to tell me what the last choice is, but so far it's this blue one and this teal and this jade color one. So I'm excited to sew these up and see how they turn out. This is actually my favorite hack in getting the tag on my bag because always moving around, what I do is just take a little bit of double-sided sticky tape and I put it in the back. Take the sticky side off. I made markings here from when I put the placement earlier, so it's very easy to know where it goes. But if you're unsure, but you gotta do it on the spot instead of marking it out like I did. I like mine at 3.5 by 2 underneath the 2 mark. So 1, 2, 3, 3.5 is right here, and then 2 inches down, and I put it right here. This is about 2 inches wide, so I put it at the 1 inch mark, kind of eyeball it a little bit. And then I place it right at the edge at the 1 inch mark here because this other half is also 1 inch. So this is half. And then now I have to sew it down. So this is the part that I hate. It gets a little tricky because if I don't make it even all the way around, sometimes the bottom border is a little tight. I have to be very careful how I go around the edge. I'll try to get a good angle of this, but no guarantees. I'm always holding my breath when it comes to this because I want it to be very straight. Okay, do you see how the needle is very close to the bee? I might need to go back 1 stitch backwards and then come back forward again at the 3 mark. Right now my stitch length is 2.5, so I'm gonna go back by 2. And then go forward by 3. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do 3.5 just to be safe. Boom. Turn it. Okay, this is good. Do you see how it's like after the bead, but it's not the edge yet? That is exactly what I want. So I'm gonna go as straight as possible. Change my stitch back to 2.5 or 3. Go as straight as possible. You know what? It's a homemade item. If it's like not perfect, people bought your item because it's homemade and they want to support you. But of course, you want to do your best and giving them the best possible product, of course, right? There you go. Oh, I might have been a little further out than I wanted. That's okay. I'm gonna go back 1 stitch actually. And go forward by 2.5 instead of 3. So meets up at the corner nicely. Much better. Much better. Back stitch once. Cut the thread. Okay, I'm done. Alright, I'm actually pretty proud of this one. Just waiting for it to wind up. Oop. Nice and full. I just hate doing this in the middle of sewing the lines. I'd rather be close to the end of a bobbin than have to disrupt sewing the lines of my quilts and just waste the thread instead. But that's just me. Alright, just gonna keep chugging along these quilt lines. Looks good. Quite honest, I'm a little nervous about my first craft fair because I have no idea what to expect. I don't even know if my audience is here. I'm going to be doing it in greater LA. And I feel like the markets here are just so up in the air sometimes. Like, do you want handmade stuff? Or because it's LA, you want like manufactured things, you know? But there's all kinds of people in LA, so. Luckily, I have 2 people to help me set up the tents end of October, but after that I might be on my own, but I'm sure my husband will help me when he can. It's hard being like a 1-person business owner, you know? You're just expected to do everything: marketing, advertisements, the actual sewing, but I have fun with it. I'm doing another one of these tags. Last time I put it, I think, directly on here, but I will put it on this, rip it off from here. I'm looking at this and I feel like this is not drawn straight. I'm gonna have to redo this one. So what I showed earlier was take the ruler, I do 2 inches down and 3.5 across. 1, 2, 3, 3.5. 2 inches down from the top. Oh yeah, this is totally not correct. What the heck? That looks more like it. Wow, do you see what the difference? This is what I originally drew, and this is where it ends up being. This looks right. Yeah, this looks even. Okay, so I finished prepping all my zippers, putting the tabs on them, and then doing these little side tabs. I think I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blues and 2 purples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have enough? Trash. 5 blues and 2 purples. But don't ask me why there's only 1 butterfly. I try to make both purples butterflies, but I think there were some manufacturing issues because I tried to do more butterflies on the other ones, but they didn't fit as good as these flowers. Like they were actually getting caught, they were kind of hard to pull, so I'm gonna do what I can. So 1 butterfly and the rest are gonna be flowers for now. If you found me from my other channel, which I do Rover business videos and also some travel vlogs, thank you for coming to check out this video. I have always dreamed of making a business out of my craft, and I'm a huge crafter. I've been sewing since middle school. I make cards, I had a business on Etsy with polymer clay. I just love making things with my hands and be able to share them with people, and the fact that people can like purchase my items is actually like the biggest compliment I think any crafter can resonate with. So I wanted to do something with my sewing. Sewing has been a passion project of mine since probably COVID, so not that long ago actually, even though I learned how to sew back in middle school. So that was like, I don't even want to say how long ago that was, but that was so long ago for me. Sewing was something I was really into in middle school, and then I sewed a little bit in high school. In college, I used to make those like stoles that people put, you know, for the graduation gowns. I would make that for people. I wore it myself for my graduation. If I can find a picture, I'll like insert it here. Sewing for profit wasn't that long ago though. Only like 5 years ago during the pandemic, when mask was the rage, everyone wanted cute masks, everyone wanted masks that can like match with their outfits. So I did that. I was actually one of the few people that started making masks on Etsy. I actually started making masks on Etsy right away, actually. During the first week of lockdown, I posted masks and they were sold like crazy. I started having drops. I started having like pre-sales. And I sewed over like 2,000 masks in a span of 2.5 months. And then 2.5 months later, it was around the beginning of summer. And I was like, do I want to do this full time? But then I felt like the mask rage was kind of like declining. Everyone was making masks. Everyone and the grandmother who owned a sewing machine were making masks. And I heard from my fabric store that's local to me in LA. She said that over 1 million stores opened as independent mask sellers. And I was like, wow, this is so crazy. And I was like, okay, well, this is too saturated. I don't want to make masks for the rest of my life. I want to make things I'm like super excited to wear myself. And not that masks are not exciting to wear, but you know, it's like a really sad time in people's lives. And also, you can only wear so many masks in a day. You know, you can only wear so many masks. And now look at us, we don't even wear masks now. I started thinking about, should I draft clothing? Should I make accessories? I got into making bags, like pouches, backpacks, like tote bags, and even like nicer faux leather bags. But it became a point where I said to myself, I really want to do something else with this. My husband was really encouraging. He said, you should sell your stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Like, it's so saturated. But he said, you are you. So I said, okay, well, in that case, my goal is to do a market at the end of this year. So now it's like September, end of September 2025, and I really, really want to do a market. I've been researching like crazy markets in my area, and being in Greater LA is such a benefit to me because I can reach out to a lot of the fairs east of LA, like not East LA, but east of LA. And I can also reach out to events north of LA, which is really cool. And I used to be very familiar with Santa Monica area. I used to live in that area. So I know my way around LA pretty well now. So I'm excited to be able to apply to some markets. I want to focus on my passion project now. I really want to do a market fair. I want to vlog about my experience, and I want to share that journey with you guys because I've noticed there's a lot of market vendor vloggers, but they're not really from LA. I don't know, it's because like, am I tapping into a failed territory because it's so saturated, or because LA people just want non-homemade stuff? You know what I mean? They want like the polished goods that look good on your table, like luxury goods that people are proud to wear on the daily, not really homemade stuff. For example, I saw some vendor vloggers that were doing really well, and not that like money is the reason why I'm doing this, but it does tell you like if you're going to be successful at it. So I was looking into where they're selling, and they're actually not in California. None of them are in Southern California. There are 2 artists that I saw were from Northern California, but Southern California people are just like non-existent. So it makes me feel like maybe this is the wrong market for me, or simply no one's talking about it. So I've seen people share a lot, short form or long form, but they're all from out of state. And I've seen a lot of solopreneurs doing like artist work and making prints in LA. That's really big because conventions here are huge. I don't know if LA is the right market for sewing. My masks sew really well on Etsy for the year, and I actually ran into random people wearing my mask, and that is one of the biggest reasons why I want to continue sewing, because I'm like, well, people are actually wearing what I make. This might be kind of hard to see, but it is important for you to go to the printer dialog box and do media quality set to photo, and then I want to do black and white because somehow my stuff are coming out as blue, don't know why. Print that. And let's hope for the best. Got to insert in the back feed printer. So put it here, and then we're going to start editing our file, make sure the settings are all correct. This is so disappointing. Why is it coming out blue? I'm asking it to be in black and white. I'm going to do this one more time, but without the photo setting, and see if that makes a difference. See, I keep getting this box. I think this is what's making it blue, but I don't know what else to do about it. I'm gonna maybe change it to non-photo paper. I think that's the reason, because you're supposed to do the setting as photo paper, but the printer settings is supposed to be plain paper. So I think that's the reason why. Let's go back and see. All right, let's try printing this again and see what happens. Print dialog, black and white, photo, print. Okay. Yeah, it's giving me this window again, but I'll just click next. And hopefully it comes out in black and white. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more final shot. I think I said the last one was the final shot, but this is gonna be my final shot. I don't know how to make it. I just want to make it black. How do I make it black? Okay, I'm not gonna change it to like photo. I'm gonna keep it auto, normal, as black and white, not in color. Maybe that's a problem. Should I print it in color as in like black and white color? All right, here we go. Let's see if it comes out as black. Please come out as black. Oh gosh, I sure hope it's coming out as black. I just can't see until it comes all the way out, so. It's taking a while. Oh my gosh, it's finally coming out as black. I think that was the secret, guys. Just make it a regular setting. Wait, what's the problem? Oh, where'd it go? Oh, is it printing on the other side? Oh no, oh no. Yes, it did. That's okay. This is the side that I want anyway. Having blue is not the worst thing in the world, but it's not really my brand. If anything, I want it to be like a lighter blue or like a pink. So now I have like 4 pages of lots of blue labels and I don't know what to do with them. Oh, I think this is it. I don't like peel it up. I thought I peel it. Oh my gosh, I messed up already. Oh, so come on. You just trim it like this. Did you go potty, buddy? That's it? I guess I'm done. Okay, don't do what I did here. I thought you were supposed to peel it up, but you don't. You just kind of leave it. Ooh, it's a little hot. They say use high heat, but it's really hot. Alrighty, I finally finished transferring my heat transfer paper onto my white linen, so I'm going to cut it out with a rotary cutter now. There's no faster way cutting this than just row by row, so I must get started on that. I actually have decided not to use the blue labels because I put it up next to my fabric that I use for my products and they just don't go. I think even black is a little harsh for my taste, but at least black is standard. The blue just does not work for my brand or my vision for my products, so I'm gonna just toss those. It's such a waste to have 4 sheets of them wasted, but it's okay. That's just a sunken cost I have to eat up. I can't really tell if I'm like aligned, so I'm trying to like align the little dot to the B, and hopefully that's consistent all the way down, and that means I'm straight. Okay, now I just have to make sure I cut all these evenly. I don't even know if I even spaced these right, but I might have to use like every other one. See, am I looking at this and it just looks so big? Like, maybe if I do like a really cute pink border, I'll salvage it. Should I cut it smaller? Let me grab one of my pouches and compare. Well, this is one of the bigger labels. Going on here might be a little overkill, but here is a smaller label. Let me try one of these. So I have this here on this bottom corner. I think this could look cute, right? I don't think I want my label to be in the middle. I feel like that's so standard, like having it right in the middle. I don't hate it, I guess. I just have to measure exactly where the middle is. Do you guys like it here? Or here? These look so nice. These look so nice and even. I just kind of guesstimated like, oh, this is straight. I'm going to cut it here and hope for the best. They look good, right? Hope you enjoyed my video on how to make these labels. My back really hurts from cutting them because I'm just eyeballing and cutting them one at a time. I need to find a way to efficiently just cut on a straight line and just know they're going to be straight. I'm eyeballing these one at a time and it's taking forever. Forever. Theoretically, this would go like here, maybe here. I'm not sure yet. I feel like this is more standard. This is a little different. I have seen people do this on the corner, but I don't love this. Like, I don't think it's really me. My husband suggested this. I was like, absolutely not. Do not do that. I think I'll just go standard. I think this is the vibe I'm going for. This is kind of the feel I'm going for my fabrics this round. So I put the blue labels next to each one, thinking like it'll look good. But even the blue on the blue, I don't like. Yeah. This will go in the trash. Too bad. I'm gonna link these below. You don't have to buy from my link, but if you do, I just want to say thank you. It does give me a little bit of a kickback and help support this channel. Pretty much that's how I make my labels. You can probably find multiple videos on YouTube about them. I was not the most efficient in designing this on the piece of paper on Canva because what I should have done was download the Canva one single photo, upload it into like a Word doc, and then make them into a grid where I can just trim each line and I just know they're going to be even. Because I don't know how much of spacing there is between each line, I had to cut horizontally between every single line and I had to trim off some of them with like nail scissors just to make sure they're even. I don't know how to fix what I did other than just cut it individually, set these aside, and start over in a more efficient way. I think I just have to cut my losses here and trim these off really quickly and hope that I do better next time. But all in all, I do like this product. I like that I can just transfer these directly on linen. I've seen other brands, I've seen other people do this on like polyester satin ribbons, which is already like the perfect width. I think it's like 7/8 of an inch, half an inch. So if you want to go that way, it's actually like even smarter. Maybe I'll do that. Most people just honestly transfer this onto like a whole sheet of white cotton, which is what I did. I need to figure out how to trim these better without bending over for every single individual line and breaking my back. Guys, if you watched my video up to this point, you might have noticed that my spelling was incorrect. I messed up so bad. I was trying to spell bibbidi bobbidi boo bobbins, like bibbidi bobbins, but I didn't know I spelled it incorrectly. So the funny thing was I originally spelled it bibbidi as in B-I-B-I-T-T-Y bobbins, and then my husband was like, Gigi, I think it's B-I-B-I-D-D-I. I was like, okay. So then I made it exactly how you spelled it, but I didn't even check myself because these are wrong. Measure twice, cut once. Google it twice. Make your YouTube channel once. What was I thinking? Just believing. What was I thinking? Just trusting myself. For my Disney fans out there, just think about that. Is that how you spell bibbidi bobbidi boo? Apparently not. The funny thing is I have never seen the Cinderella movie in English. Growing up, I never watched Cinderella in English, so I didn't know how to spell bibbidi bobbidi boo, and it shows. So now to start over and find a handle that works across all platforms, because bibbidi, that's spelled correctly, bibbidi bobbins, is not available on Instagram or YouTube. So I'm so mad at myself. Anyways, I hope you learned something from this video, whether it's making these fabric tags or learning what not to do, which is not doing research. On a different note, I received 2 of these in the mail today. This is a vendor application for 2 markets from the same organizer, and I guess she mailed it so there's no like scam or there's no chance of me paying the wrong person. But I'm opening this up. Basically, it's an application to 2 of their holiday boutiques in San Bernardino County. So I'm excited for this. And what's really great about this market is that it actually advertises itself as a market for shoppers to find like homemade items, which is totally up my alley. I just don't know what the price range people usually expect for these things, but the fee is actually really reasonable. It's only $25, but you have to bring your own things. You have to bring your own easy tents, your tables, your chairs, and it's $25 for indoor and outdoor, which is pretty surprising. $25 indoors will get you one table set up for you, but it's only like a 6-foot table. But the $25 for outdoors, you have to get your own tent, table, and chairs, and they give you a 10 by 10. I think it's a no-brainer. More space the better, right? I guess if you're starting small, you might want to go small, but I'm going to go big on this one. So it's $25 for the 10 by 10, but you have to donate a gift to the raffle at the end of the market. What I have to be careful about is to make sure I get the money into the right person. Other than that, I'm going to start my market prep in the next week or so and prepare for my first market. Guys, I thought I was done vlogging, but I put... Yes. Okay. I was in the middle of talking. That's why I was like, oh. Did you know I was vlogging?
No.
Oh. Bye. I thought I was done vlogging, but then I put my stuff on Etsy and already 2 people purchased my Kindle sleeves. So I'm so happy. So thank you so much, Julia and Lauren. You guys really made my day. I thought I was done. I thought I had to wait like a month before someone finds me on Etsy, but this is so awesome. Thank you so much for purchasing 2 of my Kindle sleeves, and I hope this is the beginning of something great. I haven't even done a market fair yet, and I just feel so validated. I think this really makes me feel like I really want to share my craft with the world, and I know that sounds like so like, why do you dream so big, Gigi? And I just really love what I do. And from my past experiences, I have shipped things to Norway, to Germany. I have met random strangers on the street wearing the masks I used to sew during COVID times. So it's just really cool to see my products being liked by other people and not just, my husband or my mom or even my friends. So thank you guys for supporting me and watching this vlog till the end. Hey guys, obviously this is a new day and I am trying to market prep. I am not really good at it right now. I'm like sewing every night, just like 4 hours a night. But I feel like people market prep and they do like 12 hours a day sewing a week up to their market. And they're doing like weekly markets. I don't know how they pull that off. That's crazy. So I have my first market, at least I signed up for my first market for end of October, and it's currently the last day of September right now, so I have like a whole month to make stuff, but I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm making. I'm actually making Kindle sleeves right now. I sent them to 3 of my friends and they gave me positive feedback and I started making them. 2 of the friends I made them for are content creators, so they posted it on their stories on Instagram and their followers have already purchased from me on my Etsy. So even though I posted on my Etsy thinking they're going to be ready for the market, which is in a month, they're already being sold. So I have to make more now. The ones that are meant for the market are being sold to them. Yeah, it's a good problem to have, I'm very proud of them. I try to make them very straight. I know there's like a homemade look that people love, but even though it's going to be homemade, I still want them to be as straight as possible, So I'm working really hard to make sure all my angles are 90 degrees and that they are at least cute. I'm just glad I did this early so I have time to make more. And I actually went to the fabric store today and got a little bit more fabric because I ran out of batting and I ran out of lining. I'm very excited for that. So let's get prepping. And yeah, I'm really bad at filming these. I need to figure out a way to make this work because I'm currently filming on my dining room table. I need like a sewing table in my office. That would be the perfect setup, but I don't really know what kind of table to get other than like the gray ones you see, from Costco and Amazon. If you have suggestions, please let me know. But I'm just gonna keep sewing on my dining room table, clean up, put it away almost every day. But let's be real, I just leave it out. That's my life right now. That ends my first video ever on this crafting channel. I hope you enjoy what you saw and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!